Race number 7 has a scratching and a standby starter coming into the field. Speedy Mouse, the 5, comes out. Jolly Ruler for Harry Bentley goes in, carries 121 pounds and draws barrier 6 over the 1200. Jumbo Fortune, second start, gets a claim for Jerry Chow. Missed the start on debut and did absolutely nothing after that. Lockheed goes back to the 1200 metres. Here Comes Ted is a 4-time winner, but all of those wins have been over at Happy Valley. Pins Prince, first time Class 3, has won 2 from 3 course and distance. Texas Moon had 2 starts in Ireland under the same name for Willie McCreary, winning over the 1400 at Gowran Park, but both he starts on rain-affected tracks. And Colonel Tom, the 12, he comes to the Sha Tin turf for the first time since October 2020.
Yeah, and he's been running some OK races, has Colonel, but Paul, there's quite a bit of pace in this race. Excellent Daddy likes to go forward. Team Spirit also does, but he hasn't quite been able to find that front running position. He's been handy, but hasn't been the outright leader.
Yeah, and he's drawn 1. That's why I put those other 2 next to him there with Excellent Daddy and Colonel, who we know like to go forward. Excellent Daddy's been slightly slow away in a couple of his starts, and he's drawn the wider of the 3. Rock Your Heart, another one that can go forward. He might just want to try and tuck in. Lockheed's pushed on in the past. And Pins Prince, another one who can go forward, but with a wide draw, I think he'll just try and sit him behind them.
We've got 6 horses in the first replay to choose from here, Tom. We've got an unlucky Team Spirit. That's Jumbo Fortune back last, and the big chestnut turns for home in front. Excellent Daddy.
He just got too keen last start, got to the front, wouldn't really settle, and he faded over the last 100 metres. So Rock Your Heart's been racing well, Paul, and look, the one at the back there was the favourite. That was Jumbo Fortune. Missed the start and this was terrible in the run, and that's been his issue at the start, hasn't it? Yeah,
because he's missed all his starts in the trials, and he's missed the start here. He came with some big hype from Australia, but it was only 2-year-old form, so look, I'm going to leave him out. But I have got Here Comes Ted, and I thought that was a good run from him.
Yeah, one of his better ones at Sha Tin, that's for sure. Pins Prince, Paul, he's done a good job in the lower grades. Can he compete here up in class?
I think he can. Look, I've definitely got him in. I just think he can sit off this quite fast pace I can see in the race. So, look, I've definitely included him. He's a last start winner. He comes up here into Class 3, but at 118 pounds, I think he'll get his chance.
Yeah, I think he does as well here. Got him in on a minor line. Had the trail last start, was a little bit keen, but he was there for a long way and was able to cling on from Leslie, who had a late dive at him. But he's definitely in with the 118 on his back.
Durham Star, the horse on the outside, not too far away. And finally, Tom, this is Double Six Pop, who's been back to the trials, and Team Spirit fighting victory here. He was engaged in a 3-way battle up front.
Yeah, and of course he's been back to the races since and was beaten there. But look, Double Six Pop, he was quite okay, I thought, here in this debut run. Only beaten a length and a half. He's been back to the trials, Paul. He was a little keen in that trial, but in the end he was pretty good, I thought.
Yeah, and look, I quite like him in this race. I think he's done pretty well since he's been here, and he really strode out nicely towards the end. He had 2 races in Australia before he got here, both on wet tracks, but it showed he's done all right here on the firmer track.
You're not the only one, Paul. He's come up favourite, and a clear favourite too.
Yeah, so I'm going to go with him. I think he's quite progressive. He just had the 2 runs down in Australia before he got here. He's on top there. He was called Ibaraki when he was Barakia when he raced down there for the Hawks. Pins Prince, I think he'll sit just off the pace. He'll hit the line nicely. Rock Your Heart's been racing well. Did like the run from Here Comes Ted. I thought he hit the line strongly as well. 10, 8, 4 and 7.
Take another chance here with Excellent Daddy now. He just got a little bit revved up last start and wasn't able to see it out, but there is definitely ability there with him. We have seen it with his 1 win on the board in a few places so far. Excellent Daddy. Double Six Pop I thought was good in his recent trial. Pins Prince and Rock Your Heart couldn't quite find a spot for Here Comes Ted, but he was certainly on the next line. He dropped a lot of weight going into that last start too, out of the David Hall barn. 6, 10, 8 and 4.
And that trial that Tom mentioned, Double Six Pop, ran a closing head second to Shanghai Power on the all-weather.